बच्चों, कैसे हैं आप सभी। आई होप आप सभी बहुत अच्छे से होंगे, खूब अच्छे से पढ़ाई कर रहे होंगे। बच्चों, ऑनलाइन क्लास में मज़ा आता है ना? क्यों नहीं आएगा, क्योंकि ऑनलाइन क्लास में हम कई सारी इन्फॉर्मेटिव चीज़ों के बारे में जानते हैं, हमें इन्फॉर्मेशन मिलता है, हम उसके बारे में पढ़ते भी हैं। तो बच्चों, मज़ा तो आता ही है। क्या आप जानते हैं बच्चों कि मैं कौन हूँ? करेक्ट बच्चों, मैं आपकी टीचर हूँ, मेरा नाम है मनीषा। तो इसके साथ साथ में हम टॉपिक भी जान लेते हैं कि आज हम किस टॉपिक के ऊपर बात करने वाले हैं। ट्रेसिंग चेंजेस थ्रू 1000 years। प्रील्यूड। हाइलाइट्स ऑफ द चैप्टर। 1000 years ऑफ हिस्ट्री, medieval period origin of Hindustan, impact of geographic on history, changing social, political and economic conditions, emergence of religion, powers and dynasties, various sources of history, literary and archaeology. Sneak peek. 1000 years of history, medieval period, AD 700 AD 1750। इसमें है बच्चों कौन कौन से हैं? इसमें अर्ली मिडिएवल पीरियड, लेट मिडिएवल पीरियड, और उसके बाद है फिर पॉलिटिकल सोशल चेंज, रिलीजन, पावर्स और एम्पायर्स, रिलीजन, एक्सपेंशन ऑफ ट्रेड। फिर आता है सोर्स टू स्टडी हिस्ट्री, हिस्टोरिकल सोर्सेज, लिटरेरी सोर्सेज, ऑटोबायोग्राफीज, हिस्टोरिकल वर्क्स। इसमें आता है आर्कियोलॉजिकल सोर्सेज, इंक्रिप्शंस, मॉन्यूमेंट्स, कॉइन्स, पेंटिंग्स। फिर आता है कलहनाज, राजा तरनगंगिनी, जियाउद्दीन बारानी, मुगल राइटिंग्स, कॉलोनियल राइटिंग्स, फोक टेल्स, अकाउंट्स ऑफ ट्रेवलर्स, ओरल ट्रेडिशंस। 1000 years of history. The period from 700 to 1750 AD is the most fascinating time in history as it was constantly evolving. It is during this period that societies changed from semi-nomadic to settled, from primarily hunters to agriculture, from religion alignments to expansion ambitious. Traders were no longer restricted and they traveled far and wide. With this came new knowledge, practices and beliefs. बच्चों, जो पीरियड था 700 AD से लेकर के 1750 AD तक, वो बहुत फैसिनेटिंग हिस्ट्री रहा है हमारे देश का, क्योंकि इस टाइम पर बहुत सारी सोसाइटी में चेंजेस आए थे, बहुत सारी चेंजेस आए थे, जिसमें सेमी नोमैडिक सेटल्ड है, प्राइमरीली हंटर्स है, एग्रीकल्चर के में आया था, ट्रेडर्स में आया था, जिसमें कई ट्रैवल में आया था, जहाँ पर ट्रेडर्स को कोई रिस्ट्रिक्शंस नहीं थी कि वो ट्रैवल कब करता है, कहाँ करता है, कितना दूर है। Religion underwent a transformation due to changing political patronage and changes in social norms. It was a continuously changing society which resulted in new ideas. This period is often referred to by historians as the medieval period of history, differentiating it from ancient or prehistoric and modern history. आते हैं India, a land of diverse names. Over the ages, different people have used different names to describe India. Most of these names were not used to describe the entire Indian subcontinent but parts of it. बच्चों, over the ages, different लोगों ने इंडिया को different नाम के साथ में डिस्क्राइब किया है। हिस्टोरिकल टाइमलाइन, बच्चों यहाँ पर आप देख सकते हैं, यहाँ पर अर्ली मिडिएवल पीरियड दिया गया है, उसके बाद लेट मिडिएवल पीरियड दिया गया है। यह है पीरियड ऑफ आवर स्टडी हिस्ट्री ऑफ इंडिया इन क्लास 7 मिडिएवल पीरियड। A subcontinent can be defined as a region or a peninsula that is cut off from the rest of the continent due to certain geographical features. The countries of India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal and Bhutan make up the Indian subcontinent. It is separated from the rest of Asia by the Himalayas. बच्चों, सबकॉन्टिनेंट को कैसे डिफाइन किया गया है? पेनिनसुला में, जो कि बहुत सारे जो पाकिस्तान है, बांग्लादेश है, नेपाल है, भूटान है, ये सभी इंडियन सबकॉन्टिनेंट है। ड्यूरिंग द वैदिक एज, द टेरिटरी अराउंड रिवर्स इंदूज हैज इट्स ट्रिब्यूटरीज वाज नोन एज सतापा, सिंधु और द लेट लैंड ऑफ द 7 rivers. Foreigners who came to the subcontinent referred to the Hindus or Indos. They called the regions lying east of river Indus as India. Buddhist texts describe India as Jamabudvipa. बच्चों, जो अलग अलग नाम पर अलग अलग फॉरेनर्स ने अलग अलग नाम रखे हुए थे। जैसे फॉरेनर्स जो सब कॉन्टिनेंट में आए थे वो इंदूस बुलाते थे, हिंदोस बुलाते थे, इंदोस बुलाते थे। वो जो रिवर के साइड में रहता था, रिवर के साइड वाले एरिया को इंदस कहा जाता था। बुद्धिस्ट जो थे वो डिस्क्राइब करते हैं, टेक्स्ट करते हैं इंडिया को जामुद्विपा पर। Early Sanskrit text mention Aryavrat as the land of the Aryans and Bharatvarsha in the Puranas. बच्चों पहले के टाइम पर संस्कृत में आर्यव्रत मेंशन किया गया है, यानी ये आर्यंस का देश रहा है इसलिए, और भारतवर्ष कहा गया है पुराण के टाइम पर. द नेम इंडिया ओरिजिनेट्स फ्रॉम द वर्ड इंदूस विच ओरिजिनेटेड फ्रॉम द पर्शियन एंड सिंध. The Indus River was also called the Sindhu in Sanskrit. As we read the Constitution of India, India and Bharat has been used interchangeable to describe the country. The historical term Hindustan signifies either the entire Indian subcontinent or its north and northwestern regions. Each of these names have been used differently at different periods as interpreted by different rulers. When Minhaj-e-Siraj, a Persian historian, used the term Hindustan, he used it to describe the areas of Punjab, Haryana and the lands between the rivers Ganga and Yamuna. The Mughals used this term to describe the geography of the place. Subsequent rulers used the term Hindustan to refer to their respective realism. Amir Khusro used the word Hind in a geographical and cultural aspect. However, he did not attribute any political or national meaning to it. बच्चों आमिर खुसरो जो थे वो यूज़ करते थे हिंद वर्ड जोग्राफिकल और कल्चरल एस्पेक्ट से इंडिया के, हालांकि उन्होंने कभी भी कोई पॉलिटिकल और नेशनल मीनिंग नहीं बताया इसका. References to India or Hindustan as a single political unit came much later. Research Junction. Find out the various interesting names by which the island of Sri Lanka is known. Try to learn meaning and significance of each of those names. बच्चे इसकी प्रैक्टिस खुद से कीजिएगा. Knowledge Junction. Minhaj-i-Siraj was an Indo-Persian historian who came to the Indian subcontinent in the 13th century AD. He first joined the court of Sultan Nasiruddin Kurbadshah, who controlled Sindh and Multan, and later shifted to Delhi after Sultan Iltutmish defeated Kurbadshah. He wrote his famous book Tabaqat-i-Nasiri during the reign of another Delhi Sultanate ruler, Nasiruddin Mahmud, and even dedicated to the book to him. Gasp and gain. It is said that the Mughal government was called Kagazi Raj or paper government because most of the official records began to be written on paper. बच्चों ये कहा जाता है कि मुगल गवर्नमेंट के टाइम पर कागजी राज हुआ करता था, यानी पेपर गवर्नमेंट हुआ करता था, क्योंकि ज़्यादातर जो चीज़ें थी ऑफिशियल रिकॉर्ड्स जो था वो पेपर पर लिखा जाता था. The medieval period. History is a reflection of social, economic and political changes, culture, ideas and beliefs. The study of the past is generally divided into segments spanning many years that are characterized by some common features. Such segments of time are known as historical periods. बच्चों हिस्ट्री को रिफ्लेक्ट किया गया है कैसे? सोशल से, इकोनॉमिक, पॉलिटिकल चेंजेस से, कल्चर से, आइडियाज से और बिलीफ से. Some historians prefer to classify our past into ancient, medieval and modern periods. The word medieval comes from the Latin words medis and civium, meaning middle age. The medieval period refers to the period that falls in between the ancient and modern period of Indian history. Extent of medieval period. The medieval period is said to extend from AD 700 to AD 1750. Many changes took place in the subcontinent in the 1000 years starting from the 8th century AD, namely the spread of farming societies, rise of new empires, emergence of Hinduism and Islam as major religions and the coming of European traders. बहुत सारे changes आए थे जब 8th सेंचुरी एडी की शुरुआत हुई थी. नए नए ट्रेडर्स यहाँ पर आए थे, यूरोपियन ट्रेडर्स आए थे यहाँ पे, हिंदुइज्म की फार्मिंग सोसाइटी में काफ़ी चेंजेस आए थे. इंडियन सोसाइटी इन द 18th century was marked by even more dramatic changes. Importantly, the collapse of Mughal rule and the establishment of British rule over India. Therefore, the 18th century is taken to mark the end of the medieval period and the start of the modern period. Early and late medieval periods. The medieval period of Indian history is divided into two parts. Medieval period को जो इंडिया का हिस्ट्री रहा है medieval period उसे दो पार्ट में बांटा गया है, the early medieval period and the late medieval period. तो 700 CE से लेकर 1200 AD तक the early medieval period रहा था, वहीं 1200 CE से लेकर 1750 AD तक the late medieval period रहा था. The early medieval period. The period began from the 8th century AD up to the start of the 13th century AD is regarded as the early medieval period. This period is characterized by the rise of powerful religion dynasticities such as the Palas, the Gurjaras, Pratiharas, the Rashtrakutas, the Cholas and the Rajputs. इन सभी का वो टाइम था अर्ली medieval period. Late medieval period, the period between 13th and the 18th centuries AD is regarded as a late medieval period. This period is chiefly characterized by the rule of foreigners such as the Turks, the Afghans and the Mughals. 13 से लेकर 18th सेंचुरी एडी तक जितने मुगल्स थे, फॉरेनर्स थे, टर्किश थे या अफगान्स थे, उनका रूल रहा था. Important developments in medieval era. The period between AD 700 and AD 1750 saw immense changes in India socially, politically, economically and culturally. This was the period when new technologies such as firearms and spinning wheels came to be used in the subcontinent. People from different parts of the world came to India, bringing with them different types of food, crops and drinks such as potato, chili, coffee and tea. They also brought with them new ideas and ways of life. Let us look at some of the important developments during the period. चलिए इस पीरियड के टाइम पर जो अलग अलग इंपॉर्टेंट डेवलपमेंट्स हुए थे, कौन कौन से हुए थे. सबसे पहला है पॉलिटिकल एंड सोशल चेंजेस. मैनी पॉलिटिकल एंड सोशल ग्रुप्स रोज टू प्रोमिनेंस ड्यूरिंग द मेडिएवल पीरियड. द राजपूत, सिख्स, मराठास, जट्स, Ahums and Kayatas as caste of scribes were among the important political group during the period. बच्चों बहुत सारे political social groups में prominence हुआ था medieval period के टाइम में, जिसमें राजपूत, सिख, मराठा, जाट, अहोम्स ये सारे मौजूद थे. The clearing of forests due to the spread of agriculture led to the rise of many peasant societies. Over time, different classes of peasant emerged. Some owned land, some owned cattle and land, while others engaged in handcraft work along with farming. Another important development was the gradual division of society into jatis or subcastes rather than varnas. The jatis were assigned on the basis of social background and the work that people did. The status of a jati varied from place to place. फिर आता है rise of regional powers and empires. By AD 700, India was divided into several regions or states which had led their own languages, cultures and customs and were ruled by different dynasties such as the Cholas, Rashtrakutas, etc. बच्चों 700 AD के टाइम पर इंडिया जो है वो कई सारे डिफरेंट सेवरल रीजन्स और स्टेट्स में डिवाइड किया गया था, जिनके अपने कल्चर होते थे, अपने लैंग्वेजेस होते थे और वो अपने डायनेस्टीज पर खुद ही रूल किया करते थे. मैनी फॉरेन रूलर्स सच एज टर्क्स, द अफगान्स एंड द मुगल्स ऑल्सो सेट अप देयर एम्पायर इन इंडिया. बहुत सारे मुगल्स ने, जैसे टर्कीज थे, अफगानिस्तान के थे, मुगल्स जो थे वो उन्होंने अपना एम्पायर इंडिया में धीरे धीरे स्थापित कर लिया था. A pan-religion empire refers to an empire spanning many regions. The long and stable rule of the Mughals and other pan-religion powers helped unite people from different regions of India. Their unifying effect was felt in the political, social, economic as well as cultural life of the people. After the fall of the Mughals, religion state rose into prominence again till they were defeated and brought under one empire by the British. Religion, the fusion. There were many changes in Hinduism during the medieval period. New deities came to be worshipped. A number of temples were constructed by the rulers, and religion became an important factor in deciding the social and economic order of the communities. Other important development was the rise of Brahmins or priests as an important social group. The arrival of people from other countries also brought new religions to the subcontinent. बच्चों जब ब्राह्मण जो है वो प्रिस्ट जो है वो आने लगे, उनका इम्पॉर्टेंट रोल होने लगा सोशल में, और कुछ जो बाहर से लोग आने लगे उनके भी रिलीजन सबकॉन्टिनेंट में ऐड होने लगे थे. इस्लाम was introduced in India in the 7th century by thrived under the patronage of rulers. The interaction between Hindus and Muslims led to a fusion of cultures, ultimately leading to the development of a unique Indian culture. बच्चों जो इस्लाम था वो 7th सेंचुरी में पहली बार इंडिया में आया था. इनका जो इंटरेक्शन था हिंदूज और मुस्लिम का, वो फ्यूजन था कल्चर का. Many centuries after Islam was introduced in the subcontinent, Guru Nanak laid the foundation of another new religion called सिखिज्म. और एक और नए रिलीजन का हुआ था, फाउंडेशन हुआ था जिसे गुरु नानक ने किया था, जिसे सिखिज्म कहा जाता है. वन मोर सिग्निफिकेंट डेवलपमेंट ड्यूरिंग द medieval period was the spread of Bhakti and Sufi movements, which were based on the idea of loving a deity that could be worshipped without priest and rituals. Expansion of trade. The medieval period saw a growth in trade with other countries and a greater interaction between India and the world. Trade flourished, leading to the growth of many towns and cities. The growth of trade and the rise in demand for Indian goods in Europe and the other parts of the world eventually attracted European traders to the subcontinent. The influence of geographic on history. The history of the medieval India has been shaped by its geographical features. While the Great Himalayas acted as barriers to inventions from the north of the subcontinent, but they could not stop all the invaders. Many foreigners such as the Turks, the Afghans and the Mongols managed to cross into the northwest of the subcontinent through passes in the Himalayas. Their rule made a significant impact on Indian society. The vast North Plains witnessed the rise and fall of many rulers who fought for control over the fertile plains. They served as an important seat of political control in medieval India and bore the bulk of foreign inventions. Cut off from the north of India by the Satpura and Vindhya ranges, southern India remained relatively protected from inventions. Many rulers who established powerful empires in the north found it difficult to keep the territories in the south under their control for long. This allowed South India to develop a unique culture. The long coastline allowed many southern rulers like the Cholas to establish strong navies and led military expeditions to other countries like Sri Lanka. Research Junction. Why should we keep historic records? Explore the main regions, highlights the significance of preserving our history legacy. बच्चों, हम क्यों अपने हिस्ट्रिकल रिकॉर्ड्स को रखते हैं, इसके बारे में पता लगाइए, इसकी प्रैक्टिस खुद से कीजिएगा. नॉलेज जंक्शन. The rupiah, which later came to be known as the rupee, was introduced by Sher Shah Suri, which was later on standardized and perfected by the Mughals. बच्चों, रुपया जिसे बाद में रूपी कहा जाने लगा, ये इंट्रोड्यूस किया गया था शेर शाह सूरी द्वारा, जिसे स्टैंडर्डाइज्ड किया गया मुगल्स में. Grasps and grain. Sometimes deciphering ancient texts in a difficult task for historians, as some of these texts were written in ancient languages known only by a few today. Also, the quality of these manuscripts has deteriorated so much over the centuries that they are hardly legible. Sometimes scribes would miss a word or misprint an idea, changing its meaning. Sometimes even chroniclers would revise their word and work and leave historians with two different copies of the same book. Historical sources. The medieval period is quite well documented. In fact, the number of written records multiplied during the period as paper became cheaper and easily available. बच्चों, medieval period में ज़्यादातर जो चीज़ें होती थी वो documented होती थी, क्योंकि जो records होते थे वो काफ़ी multiple होते थे, multiply कर दिया जाता था उन्हें, काफ़ी records को रखा जाता था, क्योंकि उस टाइम में उस period में जो paper था वो काफ़ी cheaper था और easily available था. There are many literary sources that tell us about the period, from the accounts of rulers to chronicles, dramas, travelogues, etc. Many of the texts were collected by people, kings, temples, etc. बहुत सारे जो टेक्स्ट हैं, बहुत सारे जो डॉक्यूमेंट्स हैं, वो कई कलेक्ट किए गए लोगों द्वारा, राजाओं द्वारा, टेम्पल्स द्वारा, and became a part of their libraries. Some documents and manuscripts were also stored in archives. Archaeological sources that shed light on the period include coins, inscriptions, monuments, and paintings. Literary sources. There are a number of written records that give us valuable information about the period from AD 700 to AD 1700. Such written records are known as manuscripts. The printing press had not yet been invented. Therefore, manuscripts and documents were written by hand. People called scribes made copies of the text. Some of the important literary sources dating back to the period include autographies. The autographies of Babur and Jahangir, Baburnama and Tuzuki Jahangir respectively shed light on the Mughal rule. They were written in Turkish and Persian. Historical works. Many works of history were written in Persian, Hindi, dialects and Sanskrit in medieval India. Kings even commissioned scholars and poets to write official chronicles and biographies for them. A chronicle is a written record in which events are described in the order of their occurrence. बच्चों, क्रॉनिकल क्या होता है? वो रिटर्न रिकॉर्ड होता है इवेंट्स का, जिसे डिस्क्राइब किया जाता है ऑक्यूरेंस पर. सम इंपॉर्टेंट हिस्टोरिकल वर्क्स कंपोज ड्यूरिंग द मेडिएवल पीरियड आर एज फॉलोज. कौन कौन से इंपॉर्टेंट हिस्टोरिकल वर्क्स कंपोज किए गए थे इस पीरियड में? सबसे पहला है कल्हानाज Raja Tarangini. It traces the history of medieval Kashmir. This long Sanskrit poem was composed in the 12th century AD. It tells us about the kings who ruled over Kashmir. बच्चों, ये हिस्ट्री है medieval कश्मीर की. ये इस पोएम में बताया गया है 12th सेंचुरी में जो कश्मीर था उसमें राजा ने कैसे रूल किया था कश्मीर पर, उसके बारे में पृथ्वीराज रासो gives an account of the famous Rajput ruler Prithviraj Chauhan. The epic poem is believed to have been written by a poet called Chand Badrai. Ziauddin Barani's Tariq-i-Firoz Shahi and others. Ziauddin Burani's Tariq-i-Firoz Shahi, Amir Khusrao's Tughlaqnama and Khazinaul Futuh and Feristah's Tariq-i-Feristah shed light on the sultans who ruled over Delhi from the 13th to the 15th century AD. The sultans belonged to the Turk, Khalji, Tughlaq, Sayyid and Lodi dynasties. The Mughal writings. Humayunama, Akbarnama, Ain-i-Akbari and Padmashnama were important historical works written during the Mughal period. Humayunama is an account of Humayun's life. It was written by Babur's daughter Gulbadan Begum. Ain-i-Akbari and Akbarnama were written by Abdul Fazl. They record to the rule of Akbar. The rule of Shah Jahan is recorded in Abdul Hamid Lahori's पद्मशनामा. बच्चों, हुमायूं की लाइफ के बारे में हुमायूंनामा में लिखा गया था, अकबर के बारे में, उसकी लेगेसी के बारे में, उसकी जर्नी के बारे में लिखा गया था. कॉलोनियल राइटिंग्स. Colonial James Todd's 19th century works Annals and Antiquities of Rajasthan. Colonials, the rise of major Rajput states to prominence in medieval India. Folk tales. Folk Katha Sarita Sagar, Ocean of the Stream of Stories, is a collection of folk tales in Sanskrit. It was written by a Kashmiri scholar named Somadeva. The Brihakat Kosha, the Great Storehouse of Stories, is a collection of stories written by a Jain author Harisena in the 10th century AD. Accounts of travelers. The accounts of people who traveled around medieval India provide valuable information about the places they visited and the people they met. Muslim traveler Al-Burauni wrote about 11th century India in his book Kitab-ul-Hind at the request of the Sultan Muhammad of Ghazni. Ibn Battuta, a Moroccan traveler who visited India during the reign of Muhammad Tughlaq, also wrote an account of his travels in Rihla. Other travelers who wrote about medieval India include Marco Polo of Italy, who visited South India in the 13th century AD, Abdur Razzaq of Persia, who visited South India in the 15th century AD, and Sir Thomas Roe of England and Francois Bernier of France, who visited India during the 17th century AD. अब आते हैं कैलीग्राफी पर. Books were written in Arabic, Persian, Urdu, Turki, Tamil, कन्नड़, मराठी, बंगाली, उड़िया, राजस्थानी एंड मैनी यूरोपियन लैंग्वेजेस. बुक्स को बहुत सारे यूरोपियन लैंग्वेजेस में लिखा जाता था, जिसके बारे में हमने जाना है, जैसे तमिल में, कन्नड़ में, मराठी में और भी कई सारे लैंग्वेजेस में. मैनी ऑफ द पर्शियन मैन्यूस्क्रिप्ट्स वर ब्यूटीफुली इलस्ट्रेटेड. दे यूज्ड फ्लोरल एंड जियोमेट्रिक designs and no human figures. To make it decorative, calligraphy was used. The handwritten manuscripts were also stylishly written. The kind of stylized writing is called calligraphy. जिस तरीके की राइटिंग का यूज़ किया जाता था उसे कैलीग्राफी कहा जाता था. इट वॉज नॉट जस्ट मेयर राइटिंग बट ऑल्सो अ फॉर्म ऑफ डेकोरेशन यूज्ड इवन ऑन मॉन्यूमेंट्स. ये केवल राइटिंग नहीं था बल्कि एक तरीके का डेकोरेशन था जो मॉन्यूमेंट्स पर किया जाता था. इन द क्वावतुल इस्लाम मॉस्क्यू नियर कुतुब मीनार वी कैन सी द कैलीग्राफी ऑफ कुरानिक वर्सेस इन द अरब सिकी स्टाइल ऑफ राइटिंग. फिर आता है ओरल ट्रेडिशंस. ओरल ट्रेडिशंस सच एज प्रोवर्ब्स, राइम्स, माइथोलॉजी एंड लेजेंड्स also constitute a valuable source of information of the historian. You too may have heard some such stories and rhymes from your parents and grandparents. Such oral sources are however not considered as reliable and authentic as the written sources because the oral stories are subjects to change the while being told and retold by different people. For this period, we have stories about rulers like Prithviraj and his wife Sanyogita or the stories of Mirabai and Kabir, which reflect the thinking of the period. इस पीरियड में कई सारे रूलर्स की स्टोरीज लिखी गई है, फिर चाहे वो पृथ्वीराज और संयोगिता जो कि पृथ्वीराज की वाइफ थी उनके बारे में हो या मीराबाई या कबीर के बारे में हो. Archaeological sources. Inscriptions. Inscriptions are writing or drawing usually engraved on surfaces such as stones, copper plates and walls of templates and monuments. The study of inscriptions is known as epigraphy. Many inscriptions from the medieval period survive to this day. They are important sources of information about the king and kingdoms of medieval India. For example, inscriptions from Uttamarur in Chinglepur district of Tamil Nadu, Give details of Chola assemblies. Many prasatis were also composed during the period. The word prashati means in praise of Romanal touching. Prashatis are long inscriptions that describe the rule and achievements of kings. A Sanskrit prashati during describing the achievement of Nagabhatta, a Pratihara king, has been found in Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh. Such pratihatis were often written by Brahmas. Archaeologists have also recovered several copper plates that recorded land grants made by kings to their subjects. The Chola king Rajaraja I described his military successes on the walls of Brihadishwara temple in Thanjavur, who was constructed during his rule. Monuments. Medieval kings built many temples, forts, palaces and other structures. These monuments give an insight into the lives of people and rulers of medieval India. They also shed light on the artistic skills of people. Important monuments constructed during the period include the temples in Khajuraho, Konark and Mount Abu. Mosques such as the Jama Masjid in Delhi, fort such as the Agra Fort, the Red Fort in Delhi and Gwalior Fort, and tombs and palaces in Jaisalmer, Jaipur and Jodhpur. अब आते हैं coins पर. The study of coins is known as numismatics. Archaeologists have found a number of coins from the medieval period. They tell us about important rulers, their titles, the periods of their rule, their interests, achievements and important events, etc. For example, many Mughal coins depicted the portraits of emperors. Coins issued by the Delhi sultans often carried the titles assumed by the rulers. Coins जो होते थे, जो उस टाइम के रूलर्स होते थे, उनका टाइटल के तौर पर ही उस कॉइन्स को बनाया जाता था. पेंटिंग्स. A number of paintings dating back to medieval India shed light on the life of the people, their customs, dresses and jewelries, important events, etc. Many manuscripts from the period have beautiful watercolor paintings that illustrate the texts. Such paintings were very small in size and are therefore called miniature paintings. They were made on cloth, paper, palm leaf or wood. These paintings flourished under the Mughal rule. Artists were also commissioned to make portraits of kings and nobles and depict court scenes through their paintings. Such paintings serve as important records of kings, their ancestors and their rule. बच्चों अब आ जाते हैं terms to learn पर. सप्ता सिंधु, land of 7 rivers, epigraphy, study of inscriptions. Bharatvarsha, ancient name for India. Raja Tarangini, Kashmiri historical poem. Jambudvipa, Buddhist name for India. Akbarnama, Akbar's history. Parihastis, praise inscribed stones, manuscripts, handwritten texts. Numismatics, study of coins. Chronicle, historical record. Let's recapitulate. The history of India can broadly be divided into ancient, medieval and modern period. There are archaeological and literary sources available to trace the history. The great number of innovations were brought by travelers in the social, economic, political, technology fields. The 1000 years from 700 to 1750 AD saw many inventions and discoveries. Indian kingdoms increased trade, leading to the spread of new progressive ideas. Changing economic conditions further strengthened the role of the Varna system. This period also saw several conquests and inventions. Small kingdoms fought for religion supremacy, whilst Muslim invaders came to conquer and also spread Islam. Religions underwent a transformation from primitive methods of worship to prescribed rituals. बच्चों अब आ जाते हैं असेसमेंट जंक्शन पर. बच्चों आई होप आज की क्लास में हमने जो भी पढ़ा आपको अच्छे से समझ में आ गया होगा. अब आप इसके एक्सरसाइज की प्रैक्टिस खुद से कीजिएगा.